I like how this is supposed to be like a serious, like, shit's gotten real, but, like, they just had that conversation.
Not to mention that background.
Yeah.
Let's,
That music.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We are continuing Sakura Angels, which had one intense fight, and the ladies ended up like this. Here, I'll take that away for you to enjoy that picture for a moment.
Yum.
Drink it in. God, it's so weird. Anyway, let's see. Okay, yeah, Sayaka just bit Hikari's leg, who says,
Nom 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 nom. Delicious inner thigh. Stop it.
"This is a complete disaster. With my supposed guardians still trying to sort themselves out, I'm left helpless as Yuzuki advances toward me. She takes slow, deliberate steps, almost as if she was enjoying the look of sheer terror across my face.
Now that they're out of the way, let's have a little fun, shall we?"
Thump, thump, thump. My heart is going to rip out of my chest at this rate. I should run, but I can't. Why can't I run? My body isn't listening to anything I tell it at all. The distance between us is almost gone. Is she gonna kill me? Why me? What did I ever do to deserve this? I mean, as far as I know, I've lived a normal, peaceful life. The closer she gets, the more vivid my headache becomes. The air around me is heavy, suffocating. Even the simple act of taking in a breath is becoming too much for me in this state. Her amber eyes narrow. She tightens her grip on her scythe. Why are you...
Oh, it's nothing personal. This is just the way things have to be if I ever want to get my life back on track. Now, say goodnight.
She lashes at me like lightning, a clear intent to kill. I can't even lift my arms to try and defend myself. It's over.
Huh?
Right before the wicked blade comes into contact with me, a bright bolt of what I can only assume is magic whizzes in from the side and catches the girl off guard, knocking her off balance and prolonging my life for just a little longer. Looking back over at what was once a disaster zone, it appears that Hikari and Sayaka are finally back on their feet. Sayaka has her hand outstretched and plumes of smoke rising from the tips of her fingers. I guess I owe her one here.
That was too close. I think it's time for a tactical retreat, wouldn't you agree? Are we really just gonna run? I can still fight. Oh, shush. I can barely stand. Come on.
While our opponent is still reeling from the attack, my saviors take this opportunity to dash toward me, each of them hooking an arm around me as their weapons shatter into crystals and begin reforming into familiar wings upon their backs. Wait, what are you guys doing?
Hold on tight, okay?
Before I can protest any further, they both kick off of the ground and we begin to ascend up into the air. We're flying. We're actually flying.
No shit, sure.
What? Hey, no, put me down. Couldn't we just run?
Quit thrashing about or we're gonna drop you, you idiot.
I will do no such thing. This is insane. Ugh. I think I'm going to puke.
Hey, don't you dare or I'll make you wish you were still back down on there with that freak of a girl.
We continue to trail through the sky, bursting through the clouds as if it were nothing. The wind roaring past me, the glimmering city lights below, the turbulence from being carried by the pair. It's also nauseating. I really don't know if I can stand much more of this.
Do you think we lost her?
Slowing to a gentle hover and keeping me firmly in their grip, I hope at least, they throw a glance over their shoulders, only just now being able to catch a breath.
I think so. Can't believe we had to flee. Hey. We didn't flee, okay? It was a tactical retreat. Ugh. Call it what you want, but we were lucky to keep our heads intact back then.
Silence takes over the pair as they fall into thought. So,
Huh? Kenta? Oh, I'd almost forgotten about you. Sorry.
That's a bit worrying, considering you're the only thing keeping me from falling to a painful and gruesome death.
You're not hurt, are you?
No, I'm fine. Just, can you maybe I don't know. Put me down now?
Right. I think we're safe now. Down we go!
We begin to descend from out of the clouds, and it isn't
What
long
clouds?
long before my feet finally come into contact with the solid ground again. The safe, wonderful ground. I have to restrain myself from wanting to kiss it. I collapse onto my knees, my stomach heaving. Never again. Flying just is not for me.
Solid ground, as opposed to liquid ground, or gas ground. You okay there?
Sayaka gives me a solid pat on the back, which does little in the way of helping my stomach. Don't... Oh, I can barely get my words out after a traumatic experience. I take in a deep breath and try again. Don't ever do that again. At least without asking if it's okay first.
It was an emergency, you wimp.
Hikari takes her turn to pat me on the back, though it's more of a thump than anything else, like a punch. Ugh.
Do you think I enjoyed having to hold on to you for that long?
Okay, I get it. Just no more patting. Ugh. Sayaka circles around and bends forward to look at me, concern across her face.
Whoa, I don't think I've ever seen someone's face so green before. Not a big fan of flying, I guess?
Whatever. Ugh. Whatever gave you that idea? I take a moment before finally straightening myself up. Okay. I think I'm good now. While I was recovering, it looks like Sayaka and Hikari were keeping guard, watching deep into the night for any signs of life. But it looks like they weren't bothered enough to pursue. Weird. Okay, so I know all I've pretty much done is ask you guys questions since we've met, but
If you're wondering who that creepy girl is, I honestly have no idea.
are you sure? She looks like one of you. You know, with the magical outfit and the wings and... I might have said the wrong thing here. They both turn to me, fire in their eyes. Even Sayaka, who I thought was pretty easygoing, seems angry at me here.
Did you just compare us to that thing?
I didn't mean to...
There's a world of a difference between us and whatever the heck she was. For one, did you not see her eyes? She's completely insane. There wasn't a hint of sanity left.
Hikari wraps her arms around herself to fight off a shiver.
Just thinking about her creeps me out. I guess looking at it from your perspective, Kenta, she might seem the same as us, with her general look and how her magic seems to work. But everything about her is twisted. The dark shades, the black wings, even those horns. It's like they're set out to become the complete opposite of what we are. Nothing about her power seems natural either.
And your power is?
Of course. We worked hard to get to where we are today, you know. It's not like we were just born like this. With her, though, it's like it was just...
She falls silent, deep in thought. Man, I don't really get any of this. All I know is that apparently those monsters aren't the only thing I have to fear now. Apparently done thinking, Sayaka snaps back into reality and grins.
I think we've had enough excitement for one day anyway. How about we get you home now?
She reaches out to take a hold of my arm, but I'm one step ahead and jump back. I can already tell what she had in mind. No more flying. Well, just walk, okay? Walk.
Aww, if you're sure. It's much safer in the skies, though.
Like hell it is. I was lucky today I didn't have a heart attack while they were dragging me through the clouds like that. Completely shattered after all the events today, we start the journey back home. It isn't long before we arrive back at my house, and I can happily say we ran into no more monsters or crazy scythe-wielding girls along the way. I can't believe I even have to take them into consideration now. What has my life become?
A mess.
Reaching the front door of my house, however, I'm posed with a problem. These two girls insist on protecting me and were just about to follow me straight into my house before I realized they were still there. Somehow I get the idea my parents might be opposed to me bringing in two complete strangers, girls at that. Plus, that would lead to a whole new line of questions from them, and I'd rather not get them involved into this mess too. So it took a while, and a lot of negotiating, and I mean a lot. I was pretty much on my knees at one point, but I was able to persuade them that I would be perfectly safe in my house. They finally withdrew for the night, giving me some much-needed room to breathe. They did say they wouldn't be too far away, though, if I ever needed them. And that worries me.
You can't masturbate.
I closed the front door and almost collapsed against it with a drawn-out sigh. Any borrowed strength I might have had up until this point draining from me completely. What a day. My head aches, my arms throb, my legs feel like they're about to give way. I can't believe I'm even still standing after all of that. The smell of food is heavy in the air, the aroma enough to make my mouth water. Oh, right. I think I'd forgotten to eat today. I should probably fix that if I want to have any chance of surviving what tomorrow might bring me. Apparently I'm in just in time, as the food is all set on the table with my parents about to dig in. The short window of time in the evening is really the only chance I ever get to see my parents outside of the holidays, so I usually cherish these dinners and try to engage with them as best as I can. But today I can hardly even get a word out. I sort of just grunt in their direction before I collapse into the dining chair. As the meal goes on, the usual questions come up between us, such as how our days had went and if I had been up to much. Despite looking completely shattered, I say it was just like any other day. I get concerned looks, but they don't have any reason to doubt me. Before long, dinner is finished, and after several extra helpings, I can't think of anything better to do than to call it an early night. I make myself excused and head for my room, my steps unsteady. I drop onto my bed, face first, the mattress giving out a groan. It can't be any later than 9 p.m. and I already want to sleep. Is every day going to be like this from here on out? I hope not. Well, I could just as easily fall asleep in the current position I'm in. There's probably a good risk I might suffocate, so I guess I might as well do things the proper way. If I have to. Ugh. I push off of the bed and go to close the curtains. And... Maybe I already fell asleep. As I went to close the curtains, my eyes are drawn to an amber glow down in my garden. A fire. A campfire, to be precise. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who that campfire belongs to. Yup. The 2 magical girls. Sayaka and Hikari seem to have taken it upon themselves to set up a little base camp in the back of my garden, complete with a tent and fire. I guess when they said they'd be close by, they really meant close by. I think they're trying to cook something going by the pan over the fire. I didn't realize their lives were so rough with how glamorous they generally look. Oh, they saw me. Sayaka gives an enthusiastic wave my way, taking her eyes off the pan. Yeah, okay, hi. I give a feeble wave back. Somehow I get the feeling I should be worrying about this far more than I am, but whatever. This can wait until tomorrow. I draw the curtain shut, right as whatever Sayaka was cooking in the pan ignites into a tremendous fire. I can just about hear Hikari's cry of terror through the window panes. Letting out one final mighty yawn, I flop backwards onto the bed, and it's not long before whatever semblance of consciousness I have had left drifts into the night. And it's the next morning, so I'm going to call an early end to the episode as he called an early end to the night. This will be a good place to resume tomorrow. Peace. I'm sure everything will be fine from here on out without any sense of danger.
Yep, completely fine.
Nothing
can go wrong.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you tomorrow for another episode.
We's fucked.